Sometimes just falling in an unusual way is enough to prompt supernatural speculation. From jealousy-fueled hexes to creepy career rejuvenation, these celebs have actually been accused of practicing witchcraft. In 2018, Beyoncé's former drummer Kimberly Thompson was seeking a restraining order against the pop star, citing her use of dark magic. According to Thompson, Beyoncé's witchcraft involved things that ranged from hexing to killing her kitten to even sexual abuse. Thompson further claimed that Beyoncé's mission to destroy her lasted for years and alleged that she was motivated by jealousy. As she told the Daily Mail, "She's not been able to let me go. She's not been able to let me progress into a mature woman and work with other people. She's just been basically doing anything and everything to damage any type of happiness that I could have." Other outlets soon picked up on the story, though further details about Beyoncé's alleged sorcery-fueled deeds failed to surface. The case ultimately didn't advance very far, as neither Thompson nor anyone representing Beyoncé bothered to turn up for the hearing about the restraining order.
What is going on?
Guys, I cannot make this stuff up.
Legendary rock band Fleetwood Mac has been plagued by various interpersonal issues over the decades. Stevie Nicks has had perhaps the strangest path of all her bandmates, including several accusations of witchcraft. Her peculiar stage presence and ethereal songs certainly contributed to the situation, as did a certain aspect of her personality. As she once explained in an interview, "In Fleetwood Mac, I have a persona. I call myself the Spider-Woman. I try to imagine myself putting on the spider mask. I become very subdued and quieter. I don't move so fast. I'm in a state of suspended animation." Nicks started getting concerned about the witchy speculation after Fleetwood Mac released their 1977 smash hit album Rumors, which catapulted them to new levels of fame. Unfortunately for Nicks, some people started contacting her about her witchier inclinations. This creeped her out quite a bit and led her to temporarily phase out certain elements of her public image. As she told the Los Angeles Times in 2014, "In the beginning of my career, the whole idea that some wacky, creepy people were writing, 'You're a witch, you're a witch,' was so arresting. And there I am like, no I'm not, I just wear black because it makes me look thinner, you idiots." Mila Normie is best known as the real woman behind the character Vampira. She was the host of The Vampira Show, which aired vintage horror films on Los Angeles station KABC in the 1950s. She was fairly influential at the height of her fame, and she was even acquainted with movie star James Dean. She also knew notorious director Ed Wood, and she even appeared in his cult sci-fi classic Plan 9 from Outer Space, which has a reputation as one of the worst movies of all time. When James Dean died in a car crash in 1955, rumors began circulating that the Porsche Spider he fatally crashed was cursed. Since the actor's association with Normie was well known, it didn't take long for the rumor mill to start suggesting that Vampira may have had something to do with the curse. Of course, the reality was that Vampira didn't actually have any supernatural powers. Instead, she was simply an actor who found her niche in a particularly strange corner of the entertainment industry and knew how to play the witchy part.
Something of a deadpan comedian.
In 1996, journalist Bob Woodward's book, The Choice: How Bill Clinton Won, contained a story of First Lady Hillary Clinton having conversations with notable deceased historical figures like Mahatma Gandhi and former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. Combined with her actual meetings with New Age psychologist Dr. Jean Houston, this led to speculation that Clinton was dabbling in the occult. But the White House soon revealed that these conversations were a type of thought exercise rather than some form of witchcraft, and that Dr. Houston was simply one of the many experts that Clinton had talks with. Nonetheless, this witchy reputation has dogged Clinton ever since, with memes during the 2016 presidential election painting her as a classic evil witch. Still, if Clinton was ever actually annoyed by this reputation, she never really showed it, and she seems to be well aware of the historical tendency of detractors to call powerful women witches. In 2023, she even poked fun at the whole thing by posting a picture on Instagram of herself in a witch costume on October 31st, along with the caption, "Witches get stuff done. Happy Halloween."
And may I just say, that is a great witch costume.
Curiously enough, there are actually far likelier targets than Clinton for claims of witchcraft in the White House. From Jane Pierce and Mary Todd Lincoln to Nancy Reagan, several first ladies have reportedly been interested in occult matters. Some of them even held seances in the White House. Many top-level athletes in France, as well as a significant portion of the general public, have a tradition of consulting faith healers and witch doctors for good fortune and mental well-being. Soccer player Paul Pogba is no exception, but in his case, the situation led to a rather strange scandal. While he claimed that he visited a witch doctor for strictly benevolent purposes, his brother, fellow soccer player Matthias Pogba, has offered a somewhat different telling. Matthias claimed that Paul's intention was to injure fellow French superstar Kylian Mbappe, which both Paul and the witch doctor in question have denied. As it turns out, Matthias's intentions may not have been exactly noble either, as he and a number of his friends were named as potential culprits in a 2022 incident in which Paul was briefly kidnapped and extorted for millions of dollars. As it turns out, the ongoing investigation of this incident isn't even Paul's biggest problem. After failing a doping test in 2023, he received a 4-year ban from soccer. Considering everything going on in his life, it certainly appears that his visit to the witch doctor didn't exactly bring him good fortune. After pop star Shakira and soccer player Gerard Piqué broke up in 2022, the singer started addressing the situation in her music, which prompted Piqué to publicly hit back. Celebrities airing their dirty laundry in public after a breakup isn't exactly unusual, but this proved to be a weird and perhaps supernatural case when Piqué's new girlfriend and his mother, Montserrat, started calling Shakira a witch. As luck would have it, Shakira and Montserrat happened to live near each other, so Shakira responded by placing a witch doll on her balcony that faced Montserrat's house. She also blasted her Piqué diss track, Music Sessions Volume 53.
You show that mother-in-law who doesn't need her son.
In a weird twist of fate, this caused some observers to label Shakira as a witch for real. As journalist Mark Lerato-Millan tweeted, "Weeks ago, I got some information that Piqué's mother was worried about an alleged ritual that was done to her with a black witch. So I went to check if this information was true or not, and sure enough, there was a life-size black witch with a white beard." The idea that legendary rock star David Bowie might have dabbled in the occult probably doesn't sound too surprising. And in this case, at least some of the witchcraft rumors you might have heard are completely true. His most notable witchy moment reportedly happened during his Thin White Duke phase in the 1970s, which happened to coincide with the height of his cocaine addiction. At one point, Bowie was convinced that he was seeing demonic figures and that he was cursed. So he enlisted his tour manager, Cherry Vanilla, to find a witch to fix things. As she later recalled, he asked me to get him a white witch to take this curse off of him. He was serious, you know? And I actually knew somebody in New York who claimed she was a white witch. She was the only white witch I ever met. So I put him in touch with her. I don't know whatever happened to her, and I don't know if she removed the curse. I guess she did. As it turns out, Vanilla wasn't entirely wrong in her assessment. Bowie relocated to Berlin in 1976, and the combination of the new surroundings and new collaborators certainly seemed to get him back to a better place. In particular, his relationship with Iggy Pop led to some of both musicians' finest work. Sometimes there's just no telling where allegations of witchcraft are coming from. Lana Del Rey found that out the hard way in 2023, despite not doing anything particularly out of the ordinary. When a group of people in a sizable crowd happened to fall on the floor during a concert of hers in Mexico, social media influencer Tracy Costin called the singer out for using demonic energy to cause the incident, while also accusing her of witchcraft. Del Rey then responded to the accusations directly and bluntly. As she put it on Instagram, "I know the Bible verse for verse better than you do. P.S. You're giving off super gremlin energy, not in a good way." This was just the most recent witchcraft accusation directed toward Del Rey. Back in 2021, she was wrongly accused of filming viral videos of people burning a Bible.
I think people thought I was stiff, distant, and weird.
As it happens, though, she does have some legitimate history with the occult. She sees a clairvoyant regularly. And in 2017, she took part in a global witch ritual to place a hex on then-President Donald Trump. This history may have contributed to Costin's accusations. However, it's worth noting that Del Rey was raised as a Catholic and has continued to maintain a steady relationship with the church into her adulthood. So her specific hypothetical brand of mysticism is probably not of the cackling demon-summoning variety. Followers of Santeria believe in creating and nurturing a relationship with spirits that roughly correspond with certain Roman Catholic saints. This allows its belief system to coexist with traditional Christianity while still having significantly different practices. Santeria curses also exist, And if you choose to believe certain rumors, the religion's gifts and curses are behind Jennifer Lopez's success. According to those rumors, Lopez has a Santeria grandmother, either an actual one or a spiritual one, whom she consults regarding personal and professional matters. Lopez's first husband, Ohani Noah, has also claimed that she practices Santeria and that she's far from benevolent about it. Noah has furthermore alleged that Lopez has put spells on him and her other romantic partners, including Sean Diddy Combs and Mark Anthony. But there's very little concrete proof about any of this, and Lopez doesn't seem to have publicly commented about any of these accusations in any way. Fairuza Balk is no stranger to witchiness when it comes to her on-screen career. From her breakout turn as a young Dorothy Gale in Return to Oz to the dangerously powerful teenage witch Nancy Downs in The Craft, she's famous for playing characters who are intimately familiar with the supernatural. After filming The Craft, Balk got involved with a Los Angeles occult shop that had helped her with her research. And she also ended up accidentally doubling down on witchcraft in the process. As she told Entertainment Weekly in 2017, they were really lovely people. The woman who owned it wanted to retire. She couldn't put the kind of money into it that it needed to keep it up, and so it was going to be turned into a Chinese restaurant. I thought for the oldest occult shop in the country, that's a tragedy. So Balk decided to save the shop by purchasing it and helping it get back on its feet. Unfortunately, though, this had the somewhat predictable effect of people starting to think that Balk was actually a real witch off-screen. In reality, though, she had only started looking into all this subject matter to prepare for The Craft. But these rumors proved to be popular enough to endure for a couple of decades.